Nearly 50 days after pubs, bars and restaurants operating along national highways in the central business district of Bengaluru were forced to shut down, the Supreme Court has clarified that pubs that lie along the national highways that pass through municipal areas can reopen. The news has brought cheer to the industry, which suffered losses amounting to lakhs and had to lay off several people. To remind you, the ban was enforced by the Karnataka Excise Department from midnight 30th June onwards after the Supreme Court directed that bars and pubs operating within 500 meters from national highways should be shut. My colleague Shrija gets us more details.
Finally, some good news for all those operating liquor vents, pubs and bar and restaurants, especially on MG Road, Brigade Road, Church Street, 100 Feet Road and Koramangala, which were deemed as the national highways according to Bengaluru's old map, finally have been clearly asked by the Supreme Court to go ahead and operate. Based on the notice, the final order by the Supreme Court, it clearly states that now these roads which run through the city, the municipal areas, will be in fact allowed to operate all the pubs, bars and restaurants now, which clearly means that a little over 400 bars and pubs and restaurants which were asked to shut on June 30th midnight based on the Supreme Court's ban on especially the liquor which has been sold on national highways finally will get to operate in the next few days once they renew their licenses. Also remember that a couple of pubs had laid off at least about 1,000 or a little over 2,000 employees because they could not pay the rent as well as the wages to the workers because where the pubs as well as the bars and restaurants were shut based on the Supreme Court's order. Now the procedure for the owners will be like you have to approach the excise department where you will have to be applying for a license or renew the license given by the excise department. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Mirror Now.
Last evening, the Supreme Court came out with its orders, which is published on its website, basically clarifying their original observations that they made during the court hearing in the case of Chandigarh versus the Union Territory of Chandigarh versus Arrive Safe, which is the NGO which had filed a special leave petition. So they were listed out the orders, and in that they've clarified that areas that fall within municipal limits, the rule of not having liquor establishments has been withdrawn, and the excise department and the state can go ahead and issue these licenses or renew these licenses rather. These things are highly avoidable, and it just shows maybe that it's best that if blanket orders across the country are not given by by any governing institution without due consultation with the local state governments and local bodies.
I mean, it's come as a real nightmare that was running all these days. It's all over now, and whole Bangalore already started celebrating. We are very happy that the Supreme Court has finally come out with this verdict. And that's it. We have nothing else to say. We are just grateful and thankful to the Supreme Court. See, what happened was Pub World had been going on for last 30 years. And I just called it a day. And you never know. Pub World may come back also. We are not too sure about it. But in the near future, there may be another Pub World coming up. So let's hope and pray that everything does happen for the best.